So I said I'd be back with the Saboteur. We're back with the Saboteur. This is going to be another one of those videos that's kind of like a more concept-y thing than really complete class, but it should get the job done regardless. The Saboteur, I've had a lot of trouble getting it to a working version, and I think there are a couple ways you can go about doing this combination, but it's a hard combination to get working. Like I mentioned in the Trickster video, things that combo with the Nightblade that aren't the Arcanist or Soldier are really squishy. So it's actually taken me a couple times to work out what's best to do with this class. And I got something that's working not bad. So let's just jump into it. First up, I capped out Blackwater Cocktail and Demon Fire, and I threw 1 point in high potency because Blackwater Cocktail on this build is going to be more of a sort of Wonder Bomb to hit a target for a lot of damage in its small area. Alternatively, I considered using Granado with high impact because that would just be a ton of fire damage with the physical damage and piercing damage that Granado provides. And I actually think that's not a bad alternative. But I wanted to use Blackwater Cocktail, actually. So I'm using Blackwater Cocktail. And then I have 10 points in Vindictive Flame, and then the rest of the stuff in Demolitionist is pretty much a one-pointer. I'm using the Canister Bomb, Concussive Bomb combo, which is great for stunning a group of enemies. Blast Shield, Flame Touched, Temper, and Ulzin's Wrath, all one-pointers. Rookgrade is one-pointers. On the Nightblade side, maxed out Phantasmal Blades, threw a 1 point into Heartseeker to get to Nether Edge. Now, one of the things with this combination I decided to do, and this is more for the future, and it's something that I'm going to have to play with a little as well, is these two abilities, Phantasmal Blades and Blackwater Cocktail, can both set up Chaos as a damage type. So in making this class up, I decided to do Cold and Fire together because it's a weird combination of things. But also I would go with Chaos damage here as well, even though I don't actually think I'm gearing any bonus Chaos damage at all. It's actually a not bad thing to think about doing, because there are a couple damage types beyond Cold and Fire that sort of mesh between these two classes, one being Chaos, the other being Pierce. So for really synergizing, I actually think Pierce and Chaos together would go great with this combination, and then you do Fire and Cold together sort of as the tertiary. I sort of reverse that though. So for this build I'm doing Fire and Cold for the most part. But Chaos is the thing I'm also considering doing, maybe in the future if I decided to continue with the Saboteur. I maxed out Pneumatic Burst, obviously, because it's a great heal, great for our sustainability, and then 1 point in Shadow Dance and Elemental Awakening. 1 pointers just continuing through. It's your usual, it's Phantasmal Armor. 2 points in Enemy Murder, though I could probably slip a point in the Merciless Repertoire. And then Blade Barrier for defense and Blade Trap to keep enemies away from us. Gear is kind of all over the place right now. Like I said, this is we're sort of in the getting the bottom of my stashes. We're just scraping stuff out of the bottom of the boxes at this point. We're using a Firestorm Scepter as our weapon for the fire side, and then Banshee's Misery as our cold side of things. The amulet I have is a Demolitionist Death Watcher Pendant of the Winter Storm, which is fire and cold together, which is perfect, and then it also gives us +1 Demon Fire. I don't really think there's anything that remarkable floating around. Like I said, Chaos damage would maybe be a thing to go with, so the, I can't remember the name of the damn gloves. They're Chaos gloves that are really good, and I don't remember their name. But for now, we're going to be going with the Obsidian Grasp because I have the physique to support them, and +2 to Flame Touch, +1 to Temper is really nice. And it's just, you know, a mix of fire and cold stuff all around the character. the 2 Herald's pieces are more for the physique than anything else. And yeah, I could easily get the full 3 Herald pieces in there and actually take advantage of my 1-point wonders, but for now we're gonna pass on it. But yeah, and so the shoulders could probably be replaced with something else. So yeah, not terrifically geared, but again, this is more of a concept demo than a let's min-max to make a super efficient character. So I have no idea what we're going to be going after when we go in the field. So I think we're just going to run up to the thingy, the Spirit of Vengeance or whatever it is in that cave. It's a quick painless run up there for things. All right, we're standing back and we're this river always gives me a jolt in the old frame rates. So I'm mostly going to be using the blades because that's my main attack, but I'm going to mix in everything else as I go along. Now, the the Blackwater Cocktail combined with the Concussion Bomb is actually a really great combination of things. You end up stunning enemies very often in the actual bomb, and then they'll be stunned sort of in the demon fire. Now, the one thing about this combo that I'm not particularly in love with is how slow he attacks, but I mean, I could equip a lot of casting speed stuff to deal with that. Oh wait, why do I have Phantasm? That's Blade Trap. What am I doing? So this is our is it Blazing Torch I'm using? Firestorm Scepter. That's our Firestorm Scepter's fire ring. Oops. I meant to do that. Oh, good at this game sometimes. Of course, the one problem with Blackwater Cocktail, as with most of the bomb abilities in this game, is enemies can hit them out of the air. Let's get our 2 treasure chests that are over here. This character actually needs quite a bit of money, so I don't mind stopping and grabbing up the like 100 iron here, 100 iron there type of thing. Even though he attacks slow, he is actually doing pretty well. I initially tried to do a dual wielding build with Fire Strike and Flame Brands, but it didn't work out well. I also tried to use the Marauder set a lot. Oops. I do that all the time. I just accidentally hit that button. So not that bad. I think there's still there's a lot of potential in all the builds in this game, and I think all of them are going to be legitimate. But yeah, Saboteur, it took me a while to at least get him to this point where he could handle the end game areas. So yeah, that was just a simple demonstration of a Saboteur. Up next is probably going to be an Elementalist, I think. And then we'll see what happens from there. By the time I post this, Devotion may or may not be out. So if those builds don't show up, that's the reason why, in combination with me working on a show. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.